contracts with people if there are contracts with people before my inner being arrives into this clump of flesh that I am.
You said, let's go forth, give each other a lot of trouble, help us launch desires, and play different roles in our individual evolution forward. That's a general thing that you said.
That was fast. I tried to comprehend all of that and translate in French in my head.
Get right to the question that's on your mind.
Is it possible? I've been feeling like when I was part of the team with all of you in space somewhere, we had a contract for me to do something.
You see, here's the thing. Yes, of course you did. But we want you to not need some long-time contract to be the justification for what you think you want to do now. It's almost like you're taking a conditional approach to life and putting it into the non-physical and trying to conjure a condition that then justifies what you think you want now. Of course, you all had intentions coming in, but it wasn't like, I'll go forth and I'll meet this person and we'll do this thing and we'll feel this way and the earth will respond in this way. It's not like that. That's what humans conjure in order to justify what they want. It was like this. I'll go into this arena with so much diversity and difference, and from it I will come to my own personal conclusions, which will matter because I'm important. And as my conclusions and preferences are born, all that is source energy will back me up in the creation of this newfound realization that I've discovered. So source is coming forward with you. You've not been assigned to things. It's that when you discover the desire, source is there to help you in the evolution of those things that you have decided or that you've discovered here. Not one of you was assigned to anything. And most of the time when you're saying that to each other is because you're trying to prop yourself up as more important than the rest. Oh, this is a mission from God. This is a mission from God, and so you should well listen to the mission that I have from God. The rest of you, you're not old souls like I am. Not like that. It's here I am, and life made me want this, and source knows I want it and wants it with me too. And so source is giving undivided attention to this, whatever it is that I've carved out. And when I come into alignment with it, it is allowed into my experience by me, and I'm living the joyful experience. You know what your contract with source was about all of this? Not that you would come forth and save the world. The world doesn't need to be saved. Not that you would come forth and change the world, because the world is constantly changing. Your contract with source, your contract with whatever you want to call this non-physical, that contract says, I'll go forth and I will discover and I will come into alignment and it will be. Because I am a creator. And you have to know from everything that you've heard us ever say, or from everything that we've talked about even here today, Source did not give you an assignment of what to want. Source said, here it is, you get to choose. Here it is, you choose. You choose. And when you choose, we will line up with that. And through the love and the support and the energy of the non-physical, it will come about if you allow it. You choose and you allow it, and it will be. Because Source is not like your parent who wants to live vicariously through you. Source is already alive. You are the extended version of Source, you see. You are Source. You are Source.
Can I ever want something that goes against what is,
if I decide,
what is supposed to?
Let's say that I decide that I want to live in a town and it's too crowded, and so I want to exterminate the people who are already there. Will Source back you up in that? No. But what if I want to live happily ever after in this town, and so I would like to find harmony in this town? Will Source back you up in that? Yes. Sometimes when we talk like this, people worry about, well, what about really bad people? What about serial killers? What about those people that come in and wreak havoc on our society? And we say, every single one of them, if you were up close and personal to them, or if you could find out from those who were, every one of them was someone who really wanted to feel good, who was badgered into a place of such disconnection. And we promise you they were not under the influence of Source when they do those things. So your question is, could I be inspired to something that isn't good for all or good for me? Yes, but you would be under the influence of something other than Source. Yeah, that's really good. So that's why you want to feel.
How about now? Can you hear me now? Wow. Good evening, good evening. I am Warrior Spirit. Sovereign Wealth Society brings to you Tranquil Thursdays. I am 42 years young. I'm from Long Island, New York. I reside in Tampa Bay, Florida. I am a master healer, and I'm here to help. So today, and every day, and every time, I like to start with gratitude. So if you have anything you're grateful for, please tell me in the chat. I am grateful for God. I'm grateful for my awareness. I'm grateful for my heart. I'm grateful for my whole family. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my team, my friends, my family. I said that already. I'm grateful for all of my mentors and leaders. I'm grateful for I Am Academy. I'm grateful for trading. I'm grateful for being able to bring as much value as I can. And let's see what some of the things you guys are grateful for. I'm grateful for God and the attachment to source. I'm grateful for God and love. I'm grateful for my spirit and power animals. Nice. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for growth. Ooh. Kim, if you could mute yourself. Well, actually, I can mute you. Thankful for learning to be who I am, a spiritual conduit. That's amazing. I love all the gratitude. It's definitely the foundation to our success in all the different areas of our life. Gratitude is the beginning and the key. Today, we are going to talk about, actually, before I start, I'm going to burn a little sage because I really like to set the stage a little bit, clear the energy. And if we have time at the end, I was going to do a little chakra cleansing with the drum. Take some breaths. You can visualize any dark, cloudy, heavy energy relieving itself from your energy field. We are safe and loved and protected. All right. Today we're going to talk about energetic contracts. Now, just to start, I wanted to talk about what they are, or what the, not necessarily a definition, because that's a little more difficult, but some people call them soul contracts. Some say energetic contracts. An energetic contract is like a non-physical agreement between two souls to have life experiences together. So these soul contracts, energetic contracts, were created before we even came into this incarnation, before we were birthed into this body. And you don't have to believe in past lives or anything of that nature in order to receive the benefit of the learning of the knowledge of the soul contracts. If you do believe in past lives, it all fits into the same realm of energy. So when we are arriving on this earth, we are set forth with a plan. And that plan comes with soul contracts. What I call it is the council. So before we come here, we meet with the council on what our life purpose is, what our plan is, what we're going to do. And as we do that, we also make these contracts with people for these life events. A soul contract is about an agreement that you make. And that agreement is something that you yourself have made within you. Yes, it's with another soul, but you've agreed to it with your energy, your field, and your soul. So when we make those contracts, it's important that we stay connected to our inner self in order to see those around us in a clearer light. There's a lot of different pieces to the energetic contract conversation. One of the things that is really important is that it shapes our existence. Things like this, when we're meeting with the council, we're setting forth with a plan. And as a reference to TikTok, I have some very close friends on TikTok who do comedy videos on, talking with the council and planning with God, and it's a fun aspect of it. But in energy, it is that way. How we make our agreements with ourselves and others in order to set forth into this incarnation. And especially now where so many of us are shifting and we are adopting a new way and we're gathering together to present that way to many others, it's important to recognize what energetic contracts you are in now and how you can release that energy. It fits into the old paradigms and how we're always moving forward and toward with the consistency that I know everyone in this room is working toward for their self and inner work. One thing about the soul contracts and energetic contracts, it's not like a real contract. It's not like something that's legal, of course, or it's not something that binds you to someone. Like you are never bound because God gave you free will. The energetic contract is to lead on things that can occur in our lives, and then it's up to you how you manage it, how you handle it, how you function through it, through that energetic contract you've made with people. You know, I know a lot of people that I know, including myself, once 2020 hit, a lot of people took a big pause. And there was a huge shift in that energy where many energetic contracts were being broken. And we felt it in the whole world as the whole world was shifting. So to know that you're not bound to something is a good energy to be within, to sense the fact that you can always change whatever that contract is. You can always change the energy that you're setting forth. So having the awareness of those contracts comes from the deep work. Is that when you're choosing yourself and working on yourself daily, your awareness increases as you move forward. And that awareness is what gets you into discernment, which is making the decisions on what works and what doesn't for you. I and a lot of my close friends and family use the warm and cold, you know, and through some conversations recently, we can get into a point where we use that as an excuse as well. So we want to be careful. Through a conversation with Nick, oh, that's just Nick. Even me, and I know about this. I know a lot about this. There are many times where I can use that as well, just when I want to shut something down. No, cold. So the discernment in that energy has to be without the ego piece. So when you're feeling into yourself whether this is something you want to do or not, is this warm, is this cold? We want to be centered in the energy when we're doing that. Because the awareness brings us to the point of, you know, some of the old cliches, which I don't like to use, but for this point it makes sense, because they always say when people come into your life, it's for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And that is a key in understanding the contracts that you're making with people or that you have made. When someone comes into your life, depending on what happens with that relationship, you can look at that and say, what is this contract? And you want to begin to ask yourself questions for awareness purposes, you know, and journaling as well is a big piece of it. Awareness is you know, the awareness is a strong sense of what, am I struggling with this person or relationship? This is a good question to ask yourself. What is my role in this relationship? Why do I allow people to react or treat me this way? You know, so it is our job to look into the relationship and understand your role in order to move forward within the growth mindset, because that's what we're moving toward. We don't want to be in a fixed mindset, because if we're not in the growth mindset, what happens when you can't grow? It dies out. The energy, the momentum, the fuel, the passion. Growth is really what brings us forward in the energy of evolution for ourselves, of course. And while we're growing, the world around us is growing. Because whatever we're doing, it's a reflection in the world. Let me take a look at my notes. So, I mean, the questions is a big part of it. To take those pauses and to question yourself about what is going on, what your role is, what the energy you're feeling is. You know, these are discernment points for those non-physical agreements that you've made. You know, when you meet somebody and they bring you nothing but stress and strife, that's up to your discernment what the reason for this is. What is my role here? Why is this occurring? What, you know, and so there are many different questions And when we question ourselves, that's the beginning of the growth. Energetic contracts can be good and bad, just like everything in the universe. We have the ebbs and the flows, we have the dark and the light. This 3D incarnation is very one or the other, one or the other. As we evolve and we're moving into 4D and 5D, it's definitely a different energy that we'll be living within. And I know that a lot of us here are already having glimpses of the different energies. There are times when we're in such alignment and in such flow, you feel the world differently. And with all of us 10 people here, I know all of you, and I know that that's a desire to be able to elevate and continue in the growth. So when you find yourself in a contract that is negative, that is hurtful, we want to question, why are we feeling these feelings? Because nothing's ever personal. That person isn't personally attacking us. That's a reflection of themselves, what's happening. So through the contracts, we need to ask ourselves, what have I done to be in this position? How can I adjust this contract? We can get into different levels of people pleasing, when we really want other people to be happy, the people we love, the people we care about. But another big piece of the non-physical agreement is, part of the agreement is to honor self always. When we're honoring ourselves, we're honoring God, source, creator, universe, spirit. And it moves into the karmic patterns as well. I say karma, there's a lot of other words to use for that. It's just basically what you put out comes back. And if you're talking biblically, what you do comes back to you tenfold. It's the same concept, it's just different wording. So as well with those, when you're doing your discerning moments with the different energetic contracts you have with the people in your lives, we have to look at our own karmic patterns, our childhood, our ancestral background, our parents. Because that's where you're going to find the root causes of where the issues that you're reflecting from others come from. It's an inward journey. The contracts and the things that are coming from the outer world are designed purposely to challenge us, to test us, to see which roads we'll take, which energies we'll latch onto and move forth with. And the more awareness you can have on these things, the more you can choose the light, and it doesn't have to be much of a choice for you. So the reflection inward is key to being able to see the contracts in general. And just as a little summation, like the non-binding part is important as well. Because when you're talking about energy, we're not bound. Energy is so easily transferable, accepted, in general. So as we shield ourselves and we see the patterns that are being presented to us, that non-binding feeling, to have that as a knowing, you know that you choose. You choose what contracts you want to be involved in, what relationships, what placement, what anything. You are the choice maker. And when you can get connected with your source, those choices with warm or cold, when in the centered energy, it is the truth of the path that we should take. So if this particular contract continues to feel bad, we want to look at that. And we want to choose ourselves in these things. And then the discernment comes in, whether, is this bad? Is anything bad? Or is this designed for my growth? Is this designed for a lesson for me? And there are different levels. There's one thing to get into a little, back and forth with somebody and have like yucky energies and there's another to like totally annihilate somebody, to say like the most horrible things, to curse somebody, to, you know, there are different levels. And when you're in a family like this, we do take the time to look at that, to look at what someone is going through, to look at the energy around us, to move within the new paradigm and not revert back to all the old ways. So in the essence of not throwing people away, you can love someone from afar if the contract doesn't work for you. And you can take that space for you. Right, Nick? We had a great conversation today. It was excellent. I very much appreciated it. And so there's something that I wanted us all to read together, which is a release of the energetic contracts. If you guys feel comfortable, I'll let you guys unmute yourselves, and I'm going to share my screen and we can read it all together. If you don't want to read it all together, that's okay. I'm going to read it, and then whoever wants to join, you can join. Give me 1 second here. All right, so this is a way to release your energetic contracts. So if you want to gather with me and we can start, I'm going to begin. I am free
from any negative energy.
consciously attracted through the world around me, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. I revoke any energetic connection
physical realms
that do not align with my highest path. I have divine protection from all negativity attempting to attach to my body and energy.
And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen.
So it is, and so shall it be.
And that's a release. If anybody would like the copy of that, I can send that as well to you guys. And we are going to do a meditation all together today. Now, normally I lead the meditation and I write it. But today, oops, hold on now. There you are. Today, I really would like to meditate all together. And the meditation that we're going to do today is a quantum jump, which is a super exciting shifting. A quantum jump is just a shift. It is a chance for us to take ourselves from right in this moment and move to a place that we would want to be. Everything is energy. So quantumly is the energy field around us, the quantum field. And we can literally take ourselves and shift to a more positive environment. You can think for a couple moments here about what it is, how you would like to shift energetically, what is something you would like to leave behind. And we're going to do that quantum jump together. And woo, I'm excited. That's all. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, it's about 10-minute meditation. So if you guys want to get comfortable, if you want to sit, just sit straight. If you want to lay down and get cozy, you can. I'm going to start here.
To get into whatever position feels best to you. And when you're ready, lovingly close your eyes. Allow your awareness to begin to drift inwards as you start to tune into your inner landscape, tuning in to the flow of air entering as you breathe. Feeling how it moves through you. Paying attention to what muscles you engage as you breathe. Letting the breath be natural and easy. Nothing you need to control or force. In this moment, you simply allow the air to flow freely. Also allow yourself to release and relax any muscles you do not need to use right now. As best as you can. Letting yourself off the hook if this is not easy to do. And if thoughts come and go as they do, that's okay. Just invite your awareness to return to your breath and the words you are hearing. Begin to allow your imagination to show you a beautiful ocean beach. White shimmering sands as far as you can see from left to right, and crystal clear blue water ahead of you all the way out to the horizon. You can feel the warmth on the soles of your feet and the sun beaming down upon your shoulders as you breathe in a fresh breeze off the ocean coast. Invite yourself to be fully immersed in this scene, feeling the fresh air, feeling the freedom. And you bring your body just to the edge of the water, crouching down, watching the water just barely tickle your toes and then recede back into the ocean. You may feel called to imagine you are placing your hands in the water, feeling the coolness and the freshness that is here for you. And you begin to notice that to your right is a large, glowing light. And as you look more closely, it appears to be a pink net made out of pink light. You have this urge to cast it into the water. And so, you lift up the net and you throw it out wide into the ocean. You see this pink light shimmering in the water, and notice that as you begin to pull the net in, you discover it has captured hundreds, if not thousands, of glowing orbs of light, all making their way to you as you pull the net in. And you pause for a moment as they're all gathered up and floating in the water. And you just stay connected to your breath as you look at this imagery. You are reminded in this moment how many resources are right there at your fingertips. It's all there for you. Energetically, it's already there. Everything you desire. It's all a matter of bumping up with it now. And as you see these orbs of brilliant light, and as you feel your own immeasurable manifesting power, your own connection to the all that is, to love and to source, you suddenly get an urge to set all of those orbs of energy free, and even to set the net free, casting it out, letting it flow where it may, letting everything be as it is. And as you do this, you watch the net disintegrate into a beautiful, brilliant pink light that flows freely throughout the ocean. And you yourself feel so free. You lie down on the sand, smiling at how good this feels. And in this sense of freedom, many of the brilliant orbs of light in the ocean begin to lift up on their own accord and come to you now, bringing you gifts of loving energy that they release all over you. Trust how your imagination senses and experiences this. You cannot stop that which is meant to be yours for the highest good. You cannot stop that from coming to you. It is. It is natural. You may relax in the knowing of this. I will leave you for a few moments to do just that. When you're ready to come out of this, really take your time to do so. Taking a moment to feel your body where it is right now. Feeling gravity, slowly rolling shoulders, wiggling fingers and toes. And as it feels good to you, open your eyes back to the world around you. Wonderful job today.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. It actually, as I just looked at it, it wasn't the one that I wanted it to be. I don't know how that happened, but this is the one that was meant for us today. So that's the one we got. It was about manifestation, which is beautiful. And for another few minutes, I'm going to do a little chakra cleansing with the drum. And then we'll close it out for the night with a nice prayer, my favorite prayer. And this is a drum that was anointed by my mother. My mother is a shaman. She's a Reiki master. She is many things. But it has sacred symbols on it as well. And we're going to do, what this does is called Reiki drumming. And we start with the crown and we move down the chakras, and it clears the energy system and balances your energy as well. So we're going to start with the head here. When we start light over the head, seal it. And we're going to end with a prayer. It is my favorite prayer. My favorite prayer is from the Rig Veda, which is an ancient text. It is one of the oldest Sanskrit hymns books from mid to second, mid to first millennia before the Common Era, which is Ante Anno Domini, which is before the year of our Lord. It's called United in Heart. If you want to rub your hands together with me, that it opens the hand chakras, which are some of the most powerful chakras on the body. And you can place them on your heart if you'd like, and bow your head. May we be united in heart. May we be united in speech. May we be united in the mind. May we perform our duties as did the wise of old. May we be united in our prayer. May we be united in our goal. May we be united in our resolve. May we be united in our understanding. May we be united in our offering. May we be united in our feelings. May we be united in our hearts. May we be united in our thoughts. May there be perfect unity amongst us. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. I love you all. I am so very grateful for you being here. And I hope you have a beautiful, fabulous rest of the night. Thank you all again.